Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the live stream. We are prepared for the final round of Swiss here in Mesa, Arizona at the sector qualifier. I'm Josh Snyder. Tower number 9 is joining me here in the booth, and we are excited to see how this wraps up. Two players, Lego Pizza, that's Ian Klein, and Jeff on the right going at it for a spot in day 2. It's Cad Tarkentown versus Yoda Data Vault and Lego Pizza, starting out with two one-cost units and another Cad Tarkentown deck. The Weenie Cad. It's got a bunch of one-drops. And Jeff with no turn one play. This is what Lego Pizza's looking for, Tower.
That's right, Josh. This is a nice aggressive start for our Cad Bane player. Two units on the first turn, one of them able to swing for 3 damage. And with Jeff having nothing to contest this, this situation might look quite different if we had even. Now, wait a minute. Village Protectors, but that is quite countered by the Guavian Antagonizer there.
It is.
Saboteur cutting right through that shield. Not what Josh wants to see at all.
Yeah, Guavian Antagonizer, the perfect answer to the 2-2 shielded unit. The Village people taken out here. Yoda action ability is used. So Jeff will draw a card, and then he puts a card on bottom or the top of his deck. But we are opened up here. 3 damage to Data Vault. The Stormtrooper getting in, as well as a Nile Marauder being played into the ground arena for Lego Pizza. This start, a shot of dopamine.
Very tough situation here for Jeff. He has okay, Captain Typho. That's an obstacle, but
Oh, but he's got a Daring Raid immediately dealing 2 damage to Captain Typho. And so now, once again, Lego Pizza can get through to base. He's going to get through to base with Guavian Antagonizer for 2. Epic action on Tarkentown, defeating Typho. And now Lego Pizza still has another 7 damage coming through. 4 from the Marauder and 3 from Stormtrooper. What a start from the defending Galactic Champion runner-up.
yeah, Lego Pizza extremely far ahead at this point in the game. Jeff missed his first play on that turn 1. His turn 2 play was directly countered by what Lego Pizza already had. His turn 3 play easily answered by Daring Raid plus Tarkentown, and he's now staring down 4 different units, only 20 HP left on his base. And these Yoda decks tend to be a bit slower. We'll see what he can do to try and get back in this game.
Was going to call Blue Leader in for some air support here, coming down into the ground arena with the 2 extra resources, paying 5. It's a 2-2 that comes down, or excuse me, a 5-5 with those experience tokens down into the ground arena, ambushing and defeating the Nile Marauder. But that Reckless Gunslinger getting in for 2, that was the final play for Lego Pizza during the last action phase, extending the board as Jeff just claims. Here comes Zuckus. Another damage will be dealt to the blue leader. And here comes what looks like maybe another 3 damage. Lego Pizza deciding whether to go into base or to trade with this blue leader.
Yeah, it's interesting. It does end up being the trade. I think in his place, I might have just gone base, not entirely sure. I feel like trading in that situation is better if you're worried about like an overwhelming barrage or something. But under the circumstances, I might be like, yeah, whatever. Blue leader can kill one of these units. I don't really care. The only units that are in range are kind of small. I'll just keep hitting the base. That said, Lego Pizza is a very strong player, so I'm sure he was, you know, having more experience on this deck than I do, and might well have a different plan in mind.
Jeff with the initiative. Going into the 6th resource turn. We have not seen any ramp from Jeff so far in this game. So at this time, Yoda will not be coming out early. And the play is going to be Rivals Fall, just defeating Zuckus. Pay 6, defeat a unit. And now we're going to see the door open once again. 2 more damage with the Reckless Gunslinger as that Yoda ability used, drawing a card and a card from hand going onto the bottom. But now Jeff just claims it's 21 damage on base. CAD deploys. Lego Pizza looking in the resources. He's going to plot in the sudden ferocity. Another 3 power on the Cad Bane leader. Let's put a
Oh,
hot shot blaster on there as well. That is going to swing for 4, 6, 9 damage. 30 damage on Jeff's base. 3 HP remaining. My goodness, Tower, this has been an onslaught.
very, very bad beginning for Jeff. If he manages to make the comeback after this, it'll be an incredible match. As it stands, he is in huge trouble. He really needs, another rival's fall maybe to clear that Cad Bane. The problem is he would still be in some trouble. Gonna throw up a Sentinel. Obi-Wan Kenobi maybe buying him some time.
The Guavian antagonizer with Saboteur going around the protective Padawan with Sentinel. 2 more damage to Jeff's base, 1 HP remaining. He only has 4 ready resources. Now keep in mind that he can deploy Yoda here. What is the play? Does Lego Pizza have a way to get that final damage in? If nothing else, we know that Cad Bane can get through the Padawan and open the door up for the Gunslinger.
Maybe a reckless gunslinger to try and if another reckless gunslinger were played,
There
yeah,
it
there it
is.
is.
It's another one. Final damage dealt. What a game. And it, like I mentioned earlier, I mean, that truly was a shot of dopamine for Lego Pizza. A tremendous start. Jeff misses that opening play, and Lego Pizza just runs away with this game one.
Yeah, I mean it was a that was a really brutal match. I mean, I think the plays lined up incredibly poorly for Jeff. Misses the turn 1 play, turn 2 easily countered, turn 3 easily countered. Did manage to get at least some value. We had things like the rivals fall to counter that Zuckus, for instance. The blue leader got some nice value, ultimately getting a 2-for-1. But it just felt like it was too little, too late. Lego Pizza was really pouring on the aggression, and Jeff could not slow him down early. Ultimately, Yoda didn't even get a chance to deploy.
Yeah, brutal game there for Jeff. And what's interesting, this is one of the decks. Yoda Data Vault, one of the top 2 decks currently in the format in terms of representation and conversion rates. Yoda Data Vault has been so good over the past several weeks. And we talked about it earlier in the day. Yoda Data Vault has kind of slowly been countered by the Han 2 ECL. And the question was, after such a successful run for Han 2, specifically Han 2 ECL in Tilburg last weekend, would players rise up with something like CAD Tarkentown to try and counter this meta? And Lego Pizza, along with several of the other Bothan guys, said, yes, we believe CAD Tarkentown is the answer. We've also seen some other top tier players like Mike Jim, Bobby Sapphire, and Ophir also playing CAD Tarkentown. Some of these best players really believe it is the answer. Now, Yoda Data Vault's not a great matchup for it, but when you miss your turn 1 and there's no ramp, well, that's going to be a tough spot for Yoda at all times.
Yeah, and I think one thing that really helps with the CAD Tarkentown deck is the popularity of Han 2 at this time. Tarkentown really a natural counter to Han 2's leader ability, allowing you to take one of their extra efficient plays and often just kill it without getting a chance to do anything. Plus, even when you're not against Han 2, CAD's leader ability pairs very well with Tarkentown on its own.
You can
Now,
see it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tower.
oh no, I was just gonna say they're getting ready. I believe the winner of this match makes day 2, and the loser of this match does not make day 2, if I understand correctly.
You are absolutely right. So much on the line for these players. Jeff in a must win situation in back to back games now to keep the hopes alive here in Mesa, Arizona. Lego Pizza in a commanding position. And just look at Lego Pizza. He's in his comfort zone. He's been at the top tables, he's been in these spots before. Must win situations. Again, this was the Galactic Championship runner up in 2025. was one game away from being the Galactic Champion. Lego Pizza's been here. He knows what this pressure feels like. So using all that
Yeah.
practice that he's had before, trying to use it and put it
Yeah, and it's very
great
interesting
confidence
here.
here.
We're gonna see Lego Pizza. If he can have another game like that, he might be on his way to day two in a flash because that was a very quick victory. But, I think Jeff had some below average draws for sure, and I wouldn't be surprised if he puts up a stronger fight this time.
Now, this time around, as we start game two, Jeff does have a turn one play. It's that Gonk Power Droid, the new droid unit out of Secrets of Power that allows you to play units. They cost one less if you can get that on attack trigger. Now we see the screeching TIE fighter coming down for Lego Pizza in the air, and it's Greedo in the ground arena. So the CAD bang ping whenever you play an Underworld unit. You can exhaust CAD. An opponent has to choose a unit they control, and you deal a damage to it. The one damage was dealt to the power droid, the Gonk droid, and Tarkentown just cleaning up that turn one play for Jeff.
Yeah. So we have once again, Lego Pizza left with 2 units on the board to Jeff's 0 after the first turn. Pretty common, actually, for these CAD Tarkentown decks. But one big difference is that Tarkentown has been used this time, so he won't necessarily have the easy out to a future problem like he did with that Daring Raid against Typho in the first round.
That is a great point. The Tarkentown was a massive benefit for Lego Pizza against a arguably one of the better Sentinels in the format. We see Garandan coming out, and he called Captain Typho, and he's found it. Jeff has to discard Captain Typho. A big play here for Lego Pizza. After getting into base for 3 with Greedo, we do have Mina Bonteri down for Jeff, but look at this. It's double screeching TIE Fighter now in the air for Lego Pizza. 4 units in play. Really putting on the pressure now is Lego Pizza.
Now, the funny thing here is with these screeching ties on the board, even if Jeff finds a sentinel, it won't actually be able to stop these ground units as long as one of the screeching ties is available to make it lose its keywords. So, Jeff, once again, in a pretty tough spot, even though he's had a better game two than he has in game one, I would still very much say this situation favors Lego Pizza.
Jeff has the initiative, going to trade with Greedo. Mina Bonteri attacking in and defeating Greedo, restoring 1. And do we see the disclose here? Do not think we saw the disclose. Did I miss it, Tower? I didn't see him disclose, but he does use that
Yeah,
Yoda ability to draw a card and then put a card back on the bottom.
Bright Hope going to be a sentinel in space, which is actually more useful right now for Jeff than a ground sentinel would be because the screeching ties can only remove keywords from ground units. So he's at least managing to stop some of the damage here. We do see a resupply in Jeff's hand. Could be a good option for trying to get to that Yoda flip faster, which will not only likely remove something when deployed, but also get some restore going to try and bring him back from the danger zone. Let's see how this goes.
Gonna see some air support once again from Blue Leader, paying the full 5 resources to move Blue Leader to the ground arena, give it 2 experience tokens, and it is going to ambush and defeat Forlom, taking 4 back, but
Blue
taking out
leader
a big threat.
is Blue leader is, in my opinion, just one of the best cards in the game. Like really at a very crazy power level. If you think about it, um, people have in the past played Syndicate Lackeys, which is a 5 cost 5/4 ambush in competitive decks, and people have played can even ambush a space unit and then move into the ground. So it's like Blue leader is objectively better than other cards that have actually seen competitive constructed play, and it has other modes beyond that. It's just a super good card.
It absolutely is. Bright Hope able to get in for a couple damage. Jeff did
And I
use the
I should
Yoda.
say technically not objectively better because there's different trait synergies and stuff involved, but generally speaking, I think Blue Leader is a pretty amazing option.
That Yoda action ability was used for Jeff. Drew into a Captain Typhoon, put it on the bottom of his deck. And we're going to see Lego Pizza just trade with the Bright Hope here, sending both of the Screeching TIE Fighters into the last transport and cleaning out the space arena. The Nile Marauder, the lone unit left in play, and Jeff does hold on to the initiative. We are going to see that resupply right away for Jeff, and this is important because it brings him up to 7 total resources. So Yoda can be deployed on this turn, which is the same turn that Lego Pizza can deploy Cad Bane. The Nile Marauder getting in for 4. It's 11 damage on Jeff's Data Vault, just 2 damage currently on Lego Pizza's Tarkin Town.
This board's gotten a lot smaller. Lego Pizza isn't swarming over the field like he was in the previous game.
You are absolutely right. We're going to see, look at this, deploy Yoda. Yoda's coming out. He discards resupply on top. That is going to defeat the Nile Marauder with that wind deployed ability on Yoda. Cad Bane coming out, plotting in Garandan. We are going to see 2 damage with the Cad trigger. He calls Luke Skywalker with Garandan, and Jeff had it in hand. There goes Garandan hitting once again.
Very interesting development there. And very, very interesting. Face off of the leaders with Garandan providing a bit of support there with plot. Of those two leaders, though, Yoda is definitely the more powerful card.
Garandan has discarded a Captain Typho and a Luke Skywalker in game 2. Cad Bane able to get in for 4. We see the Yoda putting 4 damage onto Cad, but it's a force choke defeating Yoda, taking out the big restore leader unit. A fantastic play for Lego Pizza. Jeff does get to draw a card, but only has a space unit. And we are showing 5 damage currently for Lego Pizza in the ground arena.
Yeah,
Oh, another blue
interesting
leader.
developments.
The blue leader will ambush the 5 resources paid again. That's enough to take out Cad Bane. The 5/5 with ambush, 2 damage on, still has 3 HP remaining, taking out the leader unit. But now Lego Pizza's going to follow up with his own big unit. It's the new Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, and this is a very interesting card. Uh, so this version of Thrawn is a bit of an opponent's choice unit. So when you play it, either the opponent chooses one of their units and Thrawn captures it, or Thrawn comes into play ready. And under the circumstances, Jeff says, "Hey, I don't want to get hit for 8 this turn. You can capture that Falcon. Go ahead."
Yeah, I'll pass on the 8. Thank you. So another damage with Garandan, 14 damage on Data Vault. And now the question is, Jeff just had 1 card in hand. What does he draw into? Does he find a response for the big 8 power unit that can really put a large chunk of damage? And he's got an answer. He found Vanquish. Vanquish taking out Grand Admiral Thrawn, getting back the Phoenix Squadron A-Wing, but we do have the win defeated here, which means that Grand Admiral Thrawn is allowing Garandan to capture the blue leader.
Yeah, it's a very interesting card. There's two different potential capture options on that one. So we saw the first one, which Jeff then countered with some removal, but then the when defeated, a friendly unit captures an enemy non-leader unit in the same arena, so that Garandan now a lot more important than he was earlier because he has that blue leader captured and no longer available to clear Lego Pizza's ground threats.
Now, the good news for Lego Pizza is once Garandan is defeated, that blue leader, it's not going to come back as a 5/5, would just be a 3/3 in the space arena. And we're going
Good
to see
point.
Hot Shot Blaster coming out. That's 3 damage coming through, plus 2 on Garandan. It gets to attack right away. 17 damage on Data Vault as we see Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the great new 3-cost units from Secrets of Power. When you play a Force unit, he gets Sentinel for the phase, and that includes when you play Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. We see Stolen AT Hauler coming out for Lego Pizza. Just trying to put some pressure of his own in the space arena.
Yeah, and we are starting Lego Pizza bringing more units onto the board. There's the Death Star Stormtrooper in addition to that stolen AT hauler. Jeff still not in a super comfortable position. 16 HP left on the base and hasn't been able to get any big restore units to stick on the board or anything.
Yeah, Lego Pizza was able to deal very efficiently with the Yoda leader unit thanks to that force choke. We're going to see Jeff start with takedown, defeating the stolen AT hauler. That does mean that Jeff will have the option of playing that stolen AT hauler from Lego Pizza's discard pile this phase. We're going to see a second hotshot blaster loaded onto Garandan. He's wielding a couple blasters, and that's going to be 5 damage with 1 action, 22 damage on Data Vault.
22 damage on that data vault. 11 HP remains. Double
Obi-Wan
kill.
Kenobi, that's so good. Obi got in and he took out the Stormtrooper, but Forlom plus the CAD triggered ability, like you said, double kill. The ping takes out the A-Wing. Forlom ambushes and takes out Obi-Wan Kenobi. What a strong play. We do see Jeff following up with a rather strong play of his own. Queen Amidala into the ground arena along with her 2 spy tokens. And Jeff says, I will play that stolen AT hauler from your discard pile.
Yeah. And Queen Amidala, very, very powerful unit.
Lego Pizza getting in for another 5 damage with Garandan wielding the blasters. One of the spy tokens will trade with Forlom. And Waylay is
6
going to,
HP
oh,
left.
it's going to bring back the stolen AT hauler back to Lego Pizza's hand.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages. Like the stolen AT hauler, if the opponent takes control of it, that can be rough. But if you have bounce or things that temporarily remove a unit from play and then bring it back in, like a new adventure, those can be used to get that hauler back on your side of the table pretty fast.
Jeff using that action ability, drawing a card, and then putting a card from hand on the bottom. We see the stolen AT hauler coming right back out. CAD triggered ability will end up putting 1 damage on that solo spy token. Look at this, 2 damage to base with a spy token, and it's a second stolen AT hauler. Massive damage now being presented in the space arena. Queen Amidala will clean up Garandan. And we're going to see a second Bright Hope. So now Lego Pizza has to work through this Sentinel before trying to finish this game. And another Queen Amidala coming out. Jeff really trying to turn the corner here.
Yeah. Can can he do it? Bright Hope once again maybe going to be a big obstacle for Lego Pizza in space though. Very, very relevant card here. It helped against those ties earlier, and it's helping against the haulers now.
A massive, massive roadblock is Bright Hope. We're going to see a trade here. The stolen AT hauler for the blue leader. The Bright Hope
I,
defeated with the second stolen AT hauler.
I have a feeling we might see that first hauler take the field for Jeff shortly. Maybe they both will.
Oh my goodness, it's a third stolen AT hauler after Jeff ambushes the second copy and trades with blue leader. But it's Luke
And
Skywalker
pull.
coming down, defeating the third one. Now we have Zuckus, but all 3 AT haulers have been defeated. Jeff could go crazy here and play all of them if he wanted to.
I've never seen this before. Jeff could play all 3 of Lego Pizza's stolen AT haulers from the discard pile this turn. That is absolutely wild. I have never seen that in a game of Unlimited before.
No, this could be crazy, and he had the damage on board needed to take out Zuckuss between the Spy Token and Queen Amidala. 27 damage on Data Vault, only 6 damage on Tarkentown, but now things getting a bit sketchy for Lego
Look at
Pizza.
this though, Jeff has opted not to bring back
No,
any
he
of those
didn't.
haulers. Maybe worrying about a mass bounce effect. I think like an evacuate, for instance, could potentially bring all of the haulers back to Lego Pizza. Or maybe Jeff is just confident that Luke and Queen Amidala are going to be enough to win him this game and he doesn't need the haulers.
No good to me dead. Exhausting Luke. Luke will not ready during this round. We see Obi-Wan Kenobi, the 6-cost Sentinel coming out. Force Choke cleans up Queen Amidala, but Jeff does get to draw a card. There is a smuggled out Reckless Gunslinger, 1 damage to each base, 5 HP remaining on Jeff's base. Here comes You're My Only Hope. What do we find on top? It is Vanquish. He will play it, cost 5 less, so it is going to be free there essentially. And the Vanquish takes care of the Reckless Gunslinger, so Lego Pizza will have to start another action phase with no units in play and still needs to find another 5 damage.
Yeah, now Vanquish on a Reckless Gunslinger is not exactly an efficient play, but it is going to remove a threat. On Lego Pizza's side of the board, that Luke with the big restore is going to be a real potential problem.
Yeah, starting next turn, it will be ready once again. A Gunslinger deals another damage to each base. And Anakin Skywalker, champion of Mortis, takes care of the Gunslinger. Now we're going to play Charged with Corruption, disclosing 2 command aspect icons. The Nile Marauder that was just played is captured by Luke Skywalker. And now things are looking grim for Lego Pizza. 12 damage on Tarkentown as Obi-Wan Kenobi swings in. And Jeff has game in the ground arena, and that's going to do it. It looks like Lego Pizza scoops it up. We go to game 3 in the final round of Swiss Tower.
Boy, that was a crazy round there. Josh, I think Jeff was I feel like one of the most decisive cards there for Jeff, believe it or not, was actually the humble Bright Hope. I feel like
Yeah,
those 2 Bright Hopes that Jeff was able to get on the board stopped a lot of damage that he otherwise would have taken from Lego Pizza.
you are 100% spot on, Tower, because if you think about it, the first Bright Hope was important, but the second Bright Hope was absolutely necessary because Lego Pizza had 2 stolen AT haulers in play. That was enough to finish the game.
Yeah. Ultimately, that is, however, another card that isn't going to be sticking around post rotation. The Bright Hope is a Spark of Rebellion card. It's been good for quite some time, but it's no longer going to be available. At least not in Premiere.
What a
Well, after that
fantastic
exciting
game.
game two,
Wow.
game three will be on the way shortly, and whoever wins this one, the stakes are high. This game determines who will make who will go ahead and make the day two of the overall event, and who will be playing side events or going home.
A ton of pressure on both of these players. Lego Pizza, if the initiative token is correct, maybe opting to allow Jeff to go first. And it looks like we're going to see a mulligan here from both players. A huge game. Jeff trying to win back-to-back games against the Galactic Championship runner-up finisher after losing game 1 in a very decisive manner. Missing turn 1 was Jeff and did not ramp to get Yoda out earlier, and Lego Pizza really just ran him over in that first game, but the second game, a great back and forth, had great back and forth action. Was exciting to watch. And in the end, like you said, those bright hopes ended up being enough and allowed Jeff to send it into game 3. This is a matchup that certainly Lego Pizza didn't want to see for a win and in today too. This is a matchup that, if we look at the numbers, is not great for Cad Tarkentown. Lego Pizza would much rather be facing one of the Han 2 variants, which is what these players have decided to target this weekend with Cad Tarkentown.
Yeah, here we go. Can Lego Pizza pour on the aggression, get past the Sentinels, and manage to get into a winning position? Or is Jeff going to be able to stave off that aggression and take the day 2 spot himself?
Both players getting ready. Game 3 is officially underway. It's going to be Mina Bonteri coming out on the opening turn for Jeff, and it looks like Lego Pizza has just claimed does not have a turn 1 play, and this is super surprising considering this deck runs so many cheap units. We do see the stolen AT hauler immediately come out for Lego Pizza here in round 2. 1 damage to Mina Bonteri with the Cad Bane triggered ability, but certainly not the start we were looking for. 2 damage to Tarkentown with Mina Bonteri, and Tarkentown epic action used to deal 3 damage to the damaged unit, but this time Jeff is able to disclose 2 command and 1 heroism aspect icon to draw a card, and he has got resupply as well. We'll see ramp again here in game 3, and so far 2 games have been played. The game where Jeff ramps is the game that Jeff won.
Yeah. Stolen AT hauler, definitely a threat.
That AT hauler will swing into Data Vault for 4.
Isn't the super aggro start that Lego Pizza wants, though.
And that takedown is going to answer the stolen AT hauler, defeating the unit with 5 or less HP. We do see Forlom coming out.
Yeah, and that takedown is going to be even more value here for Jeff because it does allow that AT hauler to be replayed potentially. Although
Yoda
unclear if
action
he's
building.
going for it. Looks like he's not.
Yeah, once again, passing on that option to play the stolen AT hauler for free from Lego Pizza's discard pile.
Wonder if that means Jeff is confident that he has other options to answer any space threats that Lego Pizza might develop and does not want to risk potentially having a bounce or similar get that card back for Lego Pizza.
Lego Pizza with the initiative, 4 damage into Data Vault with Forlom. The Bounty Hunter with Ambush taking out the Bounty Hunter for hire. That Screeching TIE Fighter, once again, joining the action. And now it's Garandan. Garandan was 2 for 2 last game. Let's see what Lego Pizza calls this time around. Recalled, I don't believe he hits this time.
What are we seeing there? Bright Hope. Let's see. That one's a Bright Hope. I think there's a Confiscate in there. I think it's a Blue Leader. Could you catch what that last card was?
It kind of looked like Mina Bonteri, but I couldn't tell for sure. So can't say with certainty, but you definitely nailed the first 3 cards. But Was a little tough to catch the last one. We are going to see Jeff just claim the initiative. And now Lego Pizza just trying to extend his presence on the board. The Criminal Muscle coming out. Another one cost unit in the ground arena.
Criminal Muscle, not exactly the most powerful card, but still another body, still another threat. Even if it's a minor threat, those things can really add up, and multiple small units can be quite relevant. I think I was erroneously calling that card the Cantina Muscle earlier.
I'm sure that the Criminal Muscle has spent some time with the Cantina Bouncer, so I can understand the confusion there. Look at
Yeah, I might
this.
have had it mixed up with the Cantina Braggart.
Yep. That's a yep, another one cost unit. Look at this. More blue leader action for Jeff. He has played blue leader for a total of 5 resources at least 4 times in this match. A 5-5 with ambush in the ground arena. The information
And
broker sent to the discard pile. And now the action back over to Lego Pizza. We're going to send 2 damage into Data Vault with the Screeching TIE Fighter.
I mentioned it earlier, but Blue Leader's still one of the strongest cards in the game.
It really is. Such versatility that card provides. Nothing less of significant impact on the board. The vast majority of times you see Blue Leader come out. Yoda action ability used once again. For Lego Pizza. Can deploy Cad Bane, but keep in mind Jeff could deploy his leader as well. He's at 7 resources thanks to that resupply earlier this game. We're going to see Cad Bane coming out. Garandan will be used from the resources with Plot coming into play. 2 damage to Blue Leader thanks to the Cad Bane triggered ability when you play an Underworld card. Playing that Garandan, he called Bright Hope this time it looked like, and Bright Hope does get hit. We saw how impactful Bright Hope was in game 1.
Yeah,
And this time it's stripped.
Lego Lego Pizza looking to avoid a repeat performance with those bright hopes that really stifled his aggression in the second game of this match. Maybe won't be able to do so in the third game, or at least that copy won't, unless we see a home one or something. And
Yoda is
now,
deployed,
yeah,
discarding
Yoda
Queen Amidala.
Yoda makes it onto the board.
The criminal muscle shot dead. Yoda will have nothing to do with the muscle any longer, taken out with that wind deployed ability. The action back over to Lego Pizza. We do see the Reckless Gunslinger coming in. That's 1 damage to each base with the wind plate ability. And now
Yeah,
Yoda once again putting that 4 damage onto Cad Bane, restoring 2 back down to 9 damage on Jeff's base.
9 damage on Jeff's base. That still leaves 24 damage to go. That is not really where you want to be as the aggro player in this sort of situation.
You couldn't say it any better, Tower. Yoda has been deployed. You're staring down 2 big, solid threats on Jeff's side of the board in the ground arena with Restore. And now we know that Jeff can just start throwing out big, explosive plays like Luke Skywalker, Keller and Beck. We've seen Keller and Beck in hand. We know that home 1 could be looming, adding more potential Restore to the board. So many great threats as we get into the late stages of this game. That's what Yoda Data Vault provides, great value with the blue-green hero late game. Cad Bane will swing for 4. It's 13 damage on Data Vault. A claim from Jeff. It's going to be Death Star Stormtrooper coming down into the ground arena for Lego Pizza.
It's a it's a tough situation here. Lego Pizza is playing these like early game weenie aggression units, and Jeff is Jeff has some much higher cost, more relevant cards. Maybe, just maybe, Lego Pizza will be able to overwhelm him with a swarm. But if I had to make a guess, I would say I think Jeff's going to be the one who ends up taking down this match.
2 attacks from the Yoda leader unit is all it takes to defeat the Cad Bane leader unit. Jeff was able to restore 2 from base and then 3 damage right back on the Data Vault. With the Death Star Stormtrooper, action back over to Jeff. Up to 8 resources. We are going to see Keller and Beck. I believe this is the first time he has played the Sabered Hand in this match. He will search the top 7 cards of his deck for a unit, reveal it and play it. It costs 3 less. He finds Obi-Wan Kenobi Protective Padawan, which is certainly relevant because that's going to gum up the ground arena with a Sentinel here and stand in the way of Reckless Gunslinger and Garandan.
Yep. Sentinels can be a very important tool for kind of slower decks in trying to stifle aggression. And recently, we've seen some Sentinel options that are a lot better than the ones that we used to have. Cards like that 3-cost Obi-Wan, Chirrut, Captain Typho. It definitely feels like Sentinels have gotten a bit scarier and more of a problem for aggro to deal with recently.
Cad Bane, hostage taker, coming out, capturing some of this ground arena, holding 2 of these units hostage. Keller and Beck and the blue leader. Big play for
Yeah.
Lego Pizza.
Yeah. So Cad Bane, the unit can be. It was really funny,
Jeff had the perfect answer for the hostage taker. Rivals Fall defeated the Cad Bane unit, getting back, rescuing Keller and Beck and blue leader. A couple more damage to base with the Screeching TIE Fighter. And then we see Obi-Wan Kenobi unit attacking and defeating the Death Star Stormtrooper. Another 2. It's 2 to base, 2 to base, 2 to base right now for Lego Pizza, and it just doesn't seem to be enough. Yoda's going to attack and defeat the Reckless Gunslinger. The Screeching TIE Fighter, I believe, turned off the keywords for Yoda, so no restore here. But now we see Zuckuss coming down for Lego Pizza. And the Cad ping another damage to the Protective Padawan, and it's going to be Waylay bouncing back to Keller and Beck. And while it does save the damage and an immediate answer to Zuckuss, Jeff's going to get more value off that win plate ability.
Yeah, it can be a difficult question to know when to use bounce effects against something that has a powerful when played effect because, yeah, you get it off the board for now, but it does mean the opponent's going to get the benefit from that text again. I think Lego Pizza is trying to just carve out whatever opening he can get to maybe try and push some damage fast and hopefully resolve this game quickly. Zuckuss could be a big part of that. If we had a buff for Zuckuss, a surprise strike or something, Jeff could go all the way up to 31 damage on base. Wouldn't quite be lethal, but would be pretty close. However, that Yoda is still on the field with some potential restore to get back out of range. We'll see if Lego Pizza can do it. Yeah, it's getting a little interesting here, but I don't know. I don't really see. I'm kind of hoping that Lego Pizza does manage to somehow get that damage through because I think it would be a cool story. But I do feel like the Yoda deck is really in its element here with this high resource count, powerful late game plays, Luke Skywalker, Keller and Beck, all that kind of stuff. And Lego Pizza feels a bit like he's grasping at straws here just because his deck isn't as equipped to go into these end game scenarios.
It's an extremely volatile situation right now for Lego Pizza. The Screeching TIE Fighter attacking once again, another 2 damage to Data Vault. It's 24 damage on. The restore keyword taken away from Yoda for the phase once again. And now we see yet again that Grand Admiral Thrawn coming out. Jeff will choose to allow Grand Admiral Thrawn to capture the blue leader. Jeff just claiming the initiative. Does Jeff have a good response to the 8 power threat in Lego Pizza's Ground Arena?
Much the right call. One of the problems with cards that allow your opponent to determine what effect they will have is the opponent can always choose the effect that is worse for them.
That is a good point. Last phase, Zuckus with that -3/-3. Jeff was able to take it out with Obi-Wan Kenobi, cleaning up the big 6/6 threat in the ground arena. What is the first play for Jeff? He's holding on to 5 cards in hand, has plenty of resources to work with. We know that he very likely still has a killer in Beck, but ultimately he wants to do something if he can to stop this 8 damage from coming through. Just 9 HP remaining on Jeff's base. One attack with Grand Admiral Thrawn with leave, just 1 HP remaining. So maybe this volatile situation for Lego Pizza has flipped. Maybe Jeff in a bit of a predicament. What do we see from hand? He's got Keller and Beck again. He's searching for something specific here, Tower. This could determine this game. What does he find in the top 7 cards? Does he find a way to answer the Grand Admiral Thrawn? He doesn't find a way to answer it, but it looks like he might be bringing out another copy of Luke Skywalker. He could use those 4 additional ready resources because it costs 3 less, play it, and the Grand Admiral Thrawn would shrink down -3/-3. And the ready Luke Skywalker will remain in play because they're unique. Jeff cannot have both copies in play at the same time.
Yeah, very interesting play. Not a direct answer, but the debuff is going to reduce the potency of that Thrawn.
Oh, this is such a tough spot because Lego Pizza, if he doesn't swing right away with the
Hot shot.
Thrawn, it's gone. Okay, there it is. Hot Shot Blaster. So it's -3 down to 5, +2 is 7. Is that correct? Did I do my math right?
Yeah, I believe so. Because it was just the -3, not the -6. But the Thrawn is not long for the world, quickly
Oh,
removed by
no.
Luke.
Wait a minute. Was it -6/-6 because
It
of the
was
unique rule?
Oh, it was.
It
Wait, no,
was.
that can't be
Was that not
that
right?
can't be right. Is that right? Is that really right?
But the only reason I ask is because Jeff was on 24 and he only went up to 28, which signaled that it was a -6/-6 and then +2 from the blaster.
Is that really how that works? I would have assumed that your unit dies, that the ability is like going before the unique rule goes off. I could be wrong. I don't know the ruling for sure. It does look like maybe they got it wrong. I don't know.
Well, it's still a big swing here. We do see
Surprise
Surprise
strike.
Strike, and that is going to cancel out the restore on Yoda. Another
I'm
5
gonna check
damage.
out and see. Maybe the chat can set us right on that. I wonder if there was like something else that we missed because that is
Oh my
big.
goodness. Tower, we're getting so close. Could Lego Pizza come back in this? 30 damage on base. Jeff just claims it's stolen AT hauler. The runner up at the Galactic Championship looked to be down and out in this final game after cruising to victory in game 1. What does Jeff have? He has to either have an answer to the stolen AT hauler. Now he can restore 3, but then a pump on that AT hauler could still be game. Oh
The
man, this
viewers
is
are
so
saying
tight.
that they played that correctly and that
Okay, so it was
the
that
when
was the play then.
played does see the Luke dying, which is
Gotcha.
good because if they played that incorrectly, I think the game should have been over right now because he's currently at 30. Um,
So that
so now we're gonna see, can Jeff find something? I'm thinking of it again. Bright Hope would be a pretty good card to have in this scenario.
It absolutely would. Does he have it? What is in Jeff's hand? He's going to pay 8. There's home 1. He can play a heroism unit from his discard pile. It costs 3 less. He's got Bright Hope, and the discard
Oh,
pile it only costs 1. And Lego Pizza's plans to get through in the space arena once again foiled.
he could
3
really
minutes.
use that breaking in that we saw in one of the earlier matches, but I'm not sure he's running it. And Bright Hope, it's ironic. I think that's the Bright Hope that was discarded earlier. And I said, that one's not going to do anything unless it comes back with home one, and there's home one.
This time around, he's got hope yet again that foiled Lego Pizza's plans in game 2. We are going to see the Screeching TIE Fighter go into the Bright Hope. Luke Skywalker's keywords stripped will not restore 3. Yoda does get in
Oh,
for
yeah.
4, and that restores at least a couple here. No, excuse me, 3, because you've got 2 restore printed and an additional restore from that home 1. A lot of restore right now for Jeff on the board.
It is remarkable how close this game has been with Lego Pizza finding various ways to keep interacting, keep trying to get that damage through, even as Jeff brings out some extremely strong late game plays. There's another copy of Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Wow. Grand Admiral Thrawn once again. Now, the problem this time around is Jeff has an immediate answer for it in Keller and Beck. If nothing else, Jeff can take Keller and Beck and trade with the Grand Admiral Thrawn, restoring
Yeah,
a
I mean,
damage from his base in the process and dealing with that 8 power threat.
yeah, I think Jeff can just say, yeah, whatever, capture something. And then swing, clear it, get the unit right back. In fact, he could use this to heal something, and I think he's going to do it. Maybe not. Oh no, he's resolving the. I thought for a moment he was letting Thrawn capture Luke, but it looks like he was resolving the Cad Bane ability on that Luke. Now he does let Thrawn capture Luke. Luke's restore is blocked by the tie from earlier, and now Kelleran Beck can swing, trade with Thrawn, and get the Luke back and fully healed for Jeff.
There it is.
But
He's going to make the trade,
the
gets it
when
back.
defeated ability here that
Yeah,
allows a capture, we
that's
could
absolutely right.
see we could see the AT hauler capture Bright Hope, right? And then swing into base.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
And if there's a surprise strike, no, he doesn't have. Does he have two resources or just one? I can't quite tell. Is
I
that
think
two
it's
stacked on
just
top of each
one.
other?
I think it's
Okay, so
just one. I might
no
be wrong.
no surprise strike there then.
Wow.
But
What a game this has
he
been.
could take the capture, take the initiative. If he draws surprise strike, he wins.
That's absolutely right. But he doesn't take the initiative. He swings here. He swings for 4 and plays Greedo. So Jeff is able to get the initiative, which means he has the restore capabilities once again, and he could answer the unit in the process.
Yeah, now there are two threats on the board because Lego Pizza did have a copy of Greedo. So
Does he have Surprise Strike? That's going to be the question,
if
right?
we yeah, unless Jeff has some way to clear both units at once, he can potentially restore 4 if he swings with Luke. So if he restores 4, Surprise Strike would still be lethal from the stolen AT hauler.
Jeff looking to make another big play. It looks -3. It has 2. It has
Oh, that's right.
1
That's right. It,
HP,
it would
has
need a it
1
would need a buff
power
because he gets
remaining.
debuffed too. That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Because Bo-Katan hits both arenas. So
But a
does
Surprise
Lego
Strike
Pizza
would
have
still
a
be game, but
buff?
I don't think he has it.
No, he didn't draw it.
No, he didn't. So just going in for 1, and now the restore train is rolling. Luke
Yeah, that should
Skywalker
actually be
getting
a
in
heal
for
for
7.
4. I think Jeff only healed 3 there, but it should be +1 with the Bright Hope. They catch it. There's another point of healing. I don't see Lego Pizza winning this one personally. I think he had that window, but he needed to have surprise strike, some
He
kind
needed
of
it. He
pump.
doesn't have it. There's the
Oh,
handshake. He needed the Surprise Strike, but he did not find it. Lego
what
Pizza,
a
after
match.
taking game 1, Jeff has done it. Games 2 and 3, Jeff finds himself victorious, and he is advancing on to day 2 here in Mesa, Arizona. What a match. That was a fantastic Game 3 that we were treated to.
I have to say, while Lego Pizza may have been defeated, he put on a really impressive fight. I would have assumed that match was all but over, several turns ago, but Lego Pizza just kept bringing out more threats. Even on that last round, he potentially could have won if we had seen a surprise strike for that stolen AT hauler. Really cool match. Well played to both players, but it is Jeff with his Yoda Data Vault who got the win and will be moving on to day 2.
What a heartbreak for Lego Pizza, the Galactic Championship runner-up. So close to getting into day 2 here in Mesa, Arizona. That was a fantastic match. And, you talked about it. He put on a great show. And the fact that he brought that game to a point where he was a surprise strike away from winning that game, absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Really interesting really interesting, really cool match. Shout out to both players for giving us a great 8th round of Swiss here on the stream for you guys. That is going to do it for today's rounds, but there's going to be 4 more rounds of Swiss followed by a top cut coming up tomorrow. And here we have Jeff, who won that very exciting match. Jeff, how does it feel?
It's exhilarating. The adrenaline is off the hook right now.
Jeff, that was incredible. First off, huge congrats on the win there. You're locked into day 2. I know that's, such a good feeling. And that was a tough match because while yes, I'm sure you wanted to see Cad Bane Tarkentown. That's a matchup that's generally probably pretty good for you and Yoda Data Vault. But that first game, it did not go as planned at all, and you had your back against the wall. And both of those games 2 and 3 just dragged out such critical plays at critical times. Talk us through some of the most important plays for you in that game 2 and that game 3.
It was definitely getting the ramp because that first game, I played it so bad, I think the nerves got to me. But just being able to get especially in that last game at the end with the home one, being able to play the Bright Hope out of the discard to block all he had in space, made it, and I just was hoping he didn't have another surprise strike. And then I top decked Bo-Katan at the end too to keep him off the win. The other thing was in the second game when I killed the 2, I played the first stolen AT hauler, but then when I killed those 2 in the later game, I was like, I'm not playing those. And I think that was helpful.
That was such an insane moment because if I'm not mistaken, I believe you defeated all 3 during that phase. And Tower and I were sitting here going, oh my goodness, he could just play all 3 of these for free. We've never seen this before. It was crazy, but you said, no, I'm not going to risk it here. We're going to play safe.
Yeah, and he was top decking, so it's like I don't need him to just – I was just like, I don't need those.
Yeah,
no, that was –
it turned out you were right. You didn't need those AT haulers at all to take it, and they might have exposed you to some risk if you left them on.
Yeah.
Going into day 2, Jeff, what matchups are you looking for? What are you wanting to see tomorrow?
I wish I could tell you. It's been a roller coaster today. I thought I beat a Han, but then I lost to a Han too. So it's just I'm ready to get to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, huge congrats. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview, and best of luck tomorrow. We hope to see you go deep here in Mesa.
All right, thank you. Thanks
now,
for the
one
commentating.
last question. What is your team affiliation there?
So the unplayable started a casually competitive team, so I'm casually competitive. I think I'm the only one here. Or there might be one more, I'm not sure. I just love those guys, and
well,
so.
casually competitive or not, you've made day 2, so congratulations and best of luck tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
That was Jeff taking the win over Lego Pizza here in the final round of day 1 of our Mesa, Arizona sector qualifier. Tower, it has been a fantastic day of Star Wars Unlimited. So many exciting matches and so many players, big name players making it through, going into the final round. We do have a quick update here. The only player undefeated after day 1, George the Hulk Hudson. We saw him at the feature table on stream in round 2 with Cad Bane Tarkentown. That's Lego Pizza's teammate, and he's got an 8-0 record with that Cad Bane Tarkentown deck. George the Hulk going into day 2 with all the momentum. And just looking at the top 8, several Han Solo, 5 Hans, 1 Han 1, 4 Han 2s. We see a Kylo Ren security complex in 5th right now at 7-1. That is
Oh.
very spicy. So that's super cool to see. And then you've got
Which
Ophir.
Kylo is that? Is that gonna be a double blue Kylo deck?
So that is the Shadows of the Galaxy Kylo. So this must
Ooh,
be a really
okay.
aggressive deck paired up with the security complex. So some very interesting stuff to see that in the top 8. And you've got Wu Ophir in the top 8 as well. He's also on Cad Bane Tarkentown. So 2 decks end day 1. 2 Cad Bane Tarkentown decks in day 1 in the top 8. And of course, the defending champion, the defending sector qualifier champion here in the States, back to back. He's going for a three-peat. Mike Jim, Bobby Sapphire finished 6-2 today, just getting in today too. He'll have a shot to try and advance on and keep the streak alive tomorrow.
Very cool stuff. Well, I think we are going to be winding down this broadcast shortly. I am TowerNumber9, joined here by Josh from Next Gen Gaming SC. We also had Grumpy Elephant on earlier and guest streamer Pasquale coming to us from, I believe, a cruise ship, courtesy of Starlink Internet or whatever, to cast as well. Exciting to be here with y'all. Big shout out to the players, to the event organizers, to Tim and Claire for making the stream possible, and of course, to our sponsor, Metal Fab Tokens.
Yeah, huge thank you for sure to Metal Fab. And if you haven't already, make sure you get signed up for the giveaway of the beautiful McClunky Gaming Initiative tokens. You can check the Discord link in the description of the stream and be sure to enter into that giveaway and check out Metal Fab for some great tokens and gaming pieces. And again, huge thanks to FFG and Jack for helping make this event possible and the stream, SCG, and all the judges that did such great work today. Again, we couldn't do this without all of our fantastic judges and the hard work that they put into this as well. It's been a great day of streaming. Tomorrow for day 2, we are going to be starting at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So be sure to come back with us tomorrow and check out day 2, where we have some great competitors looking to claim 250 points, some great prizes, and who knows, maybe we could see something truly special. Maybe we could see a three-peat from Bobby Sapphire. But it's been a great time. Thank you to everyone. Claire and Tim, you guys doing a fantastic job as always. We're going to sign out for now, but we will be back tomorrow bright and early. Stay tuned for more from Mesa, Arizona.
Catch you guys later.